So today we have Juliano to be our taste tester, a bunch of different mango varieties that we have set aside. Juliano, originally you're from Brazil, is that correct?
Yes.
What part of Brazil?
Curitiba.
And
Southern part of Brazil.
so most of the mangoes are grown more north of that, aren't they?
São Paulo has a lot of mangoes. I used to live there too.
Uh-huh.
So we used to eat a lot of mangoes there too at the plaza. They just plant them in the public spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just go out there and pick your own and
So,
have at it.
were there any particular varieties that you liked the best?
In Brazil, we used to have a huge mango that is called Bull of Heart, or Heart's Bull. It's huge mango. It's really flavorful. We have the Rosa mango, which is really good too over there. And we have a Palmer as well.
So Palmer's a commercial variety all over the world, really.
Yeah.
They planted it, originated in Florida, but it definitely is successful in many different regions. Har, of course, grew up in Brazil. You might have noticed him on some videos, and he always has a fond place or a special place in his heart for Rosa. So, the flavors, of course, of Rosa is a rather rich flavor. And Palmer, not as rich, at least the ones here. How's the Bull's Heart that you were mentioning? Is that a fairly mild mango?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Hayden mango, just a lot bigger.
So, varieties that you've liked since you've left Brazil, what would those
Well,
include?
since coming to Florida, I got to taste so many different flavors here. But I really enjoy Carrie, Julie mango. I also like the Bombay, and of course lemon meringue.
Okay, so we're tasting none of those today.
Okay, all right.
So you'll get some new experiences, hopefully. Carrie season has ended for us. Julie season has ended for us, and the lemon meringue is pretty much over. And Bombay did not fruit well at all this year for us. We have a rather large tree, and it I think we had about 10 mangoes on it. So anyway, maybe you'll find a new favorite.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
So I'm sort of curious about this one. This is Paige, and it's just a big, beautiful mango.
Wow.
And I don't often get to taste this because we only have one tree, and because it makes so many makes big mangoes, and every one of them seems to be perfect or near perfect, that we end up selling them instead of eating them ourselves. So I've got one bruise right here, so I'm hoping that this slice here is going to be good. It looks like
Looks
it.
good.
And I'm just going to show this to camera. There we go. I can tell it's rather juicy.
Yeah, very juicy. It's got like the typical mango flavor.
Yeah, and no fiber.
No fiber. Fiberless, yeah.
Maybe a little taste of peach, possibly. I
Yeah, a
don't know.
little bit. A very, very mild taste. Peach.
That's a juicy one, guy.
Oh yeah, very juicy. And a little bit more taste close to the skin.
Yeah, that's very nice. So does this remind you of any particular variety?
It's mild, maybe Palmer a little bit.
Yeah, Palmer. Yeah, last year the Palmer on our property didn't produce baby 4 fruit, which was very unusual. And so I didn't taste it then. But going back 2 years, I think of Palmer as a firmer mango.
Yes,
and,
firmer, yes.
And it, I mean, this is. It doesn't have the same flavors as some of the other mangoes that you mentioned, like Julie, for instance. But I find it not falling into the mild category. It's, it has a pretty nice flavor. It's just not overpowering. But everybody has a different opinion, so I was just throwing in my opinion there. It's nice mango. I'm glad that we had an excuse to cut into that one. Let's see. This right here is a sweet tart. Have you had that mango before?
No.
Okay, so this is fairly new release, and sorry about the little the little slice.
Is it fiberless?
It is fiberless. The sweet tart it's sweet and tart at a certain one level at one level of ripeness, but if you let it get riper, then it's only sweet. This is pretty darn sweet at this stage.
Yeah, it's very sweet,
and it's still pretty firm, so it could get a little bit riper.
Which I like the firmer mangoes. Very sweet, of course, tart. Got a little kick to it.
Yeah, especially near the skin, at least on mine. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Two levels of ripeness of this particular variety. So I'm going to try the more ripe one first.
Ugly Betty?
No, it's good guess though, because it definitely looks similar to Ugly Betty.
Look at the colors, like yellow and white. I can smell the coconut.
Yeah, this one is called Sugar Loaf, or E4. It's actually a good level of ripeness. It looks like, for many mangoes that would be overripe, but it's very sweet and firm still. There's no off flavors.
Very creamy.
Now, Sugar Loaf was named partly for pineapple, but at this stage I'm tasting more coconut, right?
Yeah. So sort of like a pina colada type. Oh, this is perfect.
So that rates well on your mango scale?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Okay, so here's Juliette, which Julie season is over with, but Juliette is a seedling of Julie, and some people
gonna love this.
Some people like it better than Julie.
Oh really? So the fruit is larger too than the Julie.
The tree is definitely more vigorous. This is a size of fruit that we get for the Julies also. It's hard to, probably slightly bigger than a Julie, a little bit rounder than most Julies are. But
Julie's a little bit square.
Yeah, and that sort of flat bottom kind of thing.
Yeah. Very sweet.
Yeah, very sweet fruit. Nice texture too.
Fiberless. More taste towards the skin.
Yeah, the pollinating parent, I think, is supposed to be Gary, and Gary is a very sweet mango, and with a little coconut flavor. But this is just a definitely sweeter and milder than a Julie, I would say.
Milder than a Julie. Doesn't have that kick, but it's still very delicious mango.
So, this is one from Thailand. This is a firm mango. I think I'll go for this particular one. It's slightly underripe, probably, but still should be good.
As you were cutting, I think I heard some fibers.
It's firm. It's not.
Smells a little bit lemony. Beautiful plum.
Nice flavor, huh?
Yeah. Lemony, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly rich flavor to me. You know, it's got a little lemon hint.
Very sweet too.
And even though it is a very firm mango, it's not really stringy. It's just firm. Yeah.
Firm. It's not an overpowering taste. Nice and soothing. Very refreshing.
Yeah, this is a variety that can fall from the tree and not get bruised, but still it's not stringy.
Okay.
So it's interesting. Let's see, we'll try this one. This is Angie. Angie is fairly new variety also.
Very unique taste. Different from everything else.
Part of it is the level of ripeness, but it is different anyway. But this is has a lot of nice flavors in it right at this stage.
Yeah. Fibrous. I guess the closer you get to the skin is more resinous.
Does the flavor remind you of anything?
A little bit piney.
Yeah, it's got a little piney. Has a richness to it. I'm just not quite coming up with a word for it.
Yeah, it's a very distinct flavor from all of the other ones.
If you get too close to the skin, it doesn't taste very good.
Yeah, I tried that.
You want to get close, but not too close.
Not too
I just made that mistake.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to try another little slice here. We want another to see
Sure,
if you can
yeah. So we
can figure it out.
It's a very unique
Like a little mystery here for us.
flavor. I never tasted any mango like this.
You know, I just have been tasting a lot of mangoes lately, and there's part of this flavor that reminds me of the Maha Chinook that I just had a couple days ago. So that's the closest I can come to, describing the flavors that I was that's tasting here, and that's sort of surprising because completely different area of the world to that they came from. Angie is a South Florida variety, and Maha Chinook is a recent import. Yep, I think that's it for me as far as the flavor it reminds me of. So are you up for one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm always up for mango.
This is cac, which is one of the mangoes that grows on my property. Somebody said was cac, and it definitely wasn't, because we had a taster here that had eaten cac before, and so she actually brought me this mango today. So this one did not grow on the property, but she wanted me to taste what a real cac tastes like, and so this is my first time, and hopefully it's a typical one, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit.
Also fiberless.
Yeah, this is one of her favorite varieties, and
A little bit peachy.
yeah, definitely very fiberless.
Yeah, all the way to the skin.
It definitely melts in your mouth.
Very creamy.
Yeah, it has some flavors in it that the other ones didn't. And for me, it's a whole bunch of subtle flavors. It's
Yeah,
not
very
anything.
subtle, yeah. Not too sweet though.
Yeah, very nice mango.
Very nice, yeah. Very soothing.
So Juliano, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Can you rank the mangoes that we tasted as far as what you like the best?
I really enjoyed this mango here.
The sugar loaf?
The sugar loaf.
Mm-hmm.
Very sweet. Very creamy. Nice color inside as well. 2 colors. That's beautiful. So that's my favorite from these here.
Mm-hmm. So what would be number 2 and 3? 2
and 3. I would say the big one here.
The Paige, yeah.
Yeah. Delicious mango. Fiberless. Very, very juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one, I don't have to say.
It's some very different flavors that are left on the plate here.
There are, I would say this guy here, the little guy.
Sweet Tart, yes.
Yeah, Sweet Tart, yeah. This little guy is very, very good.
Great. Well, Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your,
Thank you.
Your opinions here, and it's great to get somebody from Brazil because you have a different experience growing up with mangoes than people in other parts of the world, and so it's nice to get as many people from different parts of the world as possible, and so especially nice that it would be great if you were just happen to be from South Florida, but it's just even better that you're from Brazil originally. So thank you very much, Juliano.
Thank you for having me.